Hi, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for showing up and hanging out with me for a few minutes today. Today I'm going to share with you how to make a double one-sheet wonder with two 6 by 12 sheets of designer series paper. This gorgeous paper is from the Autumn Toile designer series paper pack. You can use any designer series paper that you have handy at your house, so don't feel like you have to run out and get this one. This is a very versatile layout, and in the end we will have 11 gorgeous cards. I can't wait to share with you how awesome these cards are and how well these papers work together. I'm Julia with Julia Sue's Stamping, and if you're watching during the premiere, then please hop over into the live chat and be sure to say hi. If you're watching the replay, then please leave me a comment and let me know what you think of these cards. Remember to give the video a like, hit the subscribe button. All these things are free and make an absolutely huge difference in my small business. And when you're done watching, head over to my blog. The link is down in the description, and there you'll be able to grab your own PDF tutorial showing you how to make all these cards, and you can download it and follow along to make them with me. Well, let's get started. Do you have a stack of designer series paper that's just sitting around waiting to be used? So we're going to take these two sheets of 6 by 12 DSP into 11 amazing cards with this template. And don't worry about writing anything down because I've got a free downloadable PDF for you on my blog. And the link is right there in the description, so check it out. I love this project because when you use two different design double-sided papers, you actually are going to have 4 different prints to play around with, and that means we're going to be able to mix and match the large prints with small prints. So some of them are kind of big and some of them are smaller. We can mix and match those together and use them as focal points. Just add a greeting or a stamped image to finish it off, and we'll be all done making our cards. This is so quick and easy. It's a really great way to use up your stash and still make beautiful coordinating cards. Jumping right into cutting, I've got my 2 pieces of the designer series paper stacked together, and if your trimmer won't cut 2 pieces at once, no worries, just do one at a time. We're going to start with the 12-inch side up at the top. We're going to cut it at 4.5 inches. Then we're going to set that aside. We're going to cut 4 inches like that, which leaves us with a piece that's 3.5 inches. Let's work with our first section, the one that's 4.5 inches by 6. We're going to cut it to make 4 pieces that are 4.5 by 3. I'm taking that 6-inch piece and I'm turning it up to the top of the trimmer, and now I'm going to cut it in half, so that 6-inch piece is cut in half. So now it is 4.5 by 3. All right, now I'm going to take one of those right here, turn it just 1/4 of a turn. I'm going to cut it into 1.5 inch strips. So I've got 1.5 here. I'm going to do 1.5 again. And it leaves me with 1.5. So I've got 6 pieces that are 1.5 by 3. I'm going to do the same thing over here. So I've got the 4.5 inch piece up at the top. I'm going to cut it at 1.5 inches first, cut it again at 1.5, and I'm left with another piece that's 1.5. So I have 6 pieces total that are 3 by 1.5. 12 pieces total. My math, you know, that's mathing. And can you believe it? We've already cut enough DSP pieces for several cards right here, and we're just getting started. Next, we're grabbing the 4 by 6 inch piece and taking the 6 inches up at the top of the trimmer again. We're going to cut off a 3/4 inch piece at the end. set this little bit aside. And now that makes that 4 1/4. So turning it with the 4-inch piece at the top, we're going to cut these into 1-inch strips. It will make 8 altogether, so I'm going to cut it 4 times. 1 inch there. Got another 1-inch piece right here. And again, getting it even, placing it down. For 8 pieces that are 5 1/4 by 1. Awesome. Finally, we have that 3 1/2 by 6-inch piece. So with the 6-inch piece at the top of the trimmer, we're going to cut it at 2 1/4 inches. Then and then another 2 1/4 inches, leaving us with 2 1 1/2 by 3 1/2 inch pieces. So I'm going to take these 2 pieces, turn it, and I'm going to cut them in half. We're going to cut them in half at 1 3/4. And with that up at the top, there, we almost have 4 squares, but they're not quite squares because it's a 1/4 inch off. Everything's ready. It's cut and ready to go. Making cards with the section 1 of our cutting. Those are the little 12 1 1/2 inch by 3 inch pieces that we've got here. And I have 4 pieces of early espresso panels all ready to go. Now you could use basic white or very vanilla, or pecan pie, or whatever kind of color that you want to use. It's up to you, whatever you'd like to do. But we're going to combine these strips on here in different ways to just have a little bit of fun with it. Let's see. Oh, this is good. I'm just gonna lay the strips down kind of like I'm almost playing cards or something here. And let's get another one here. Let's see, that looks good. And hopefully I'm making them all different. I don't know if I am or not. Are all these different? No, these are kind of the same. Let's see if I can. Don't want to overthink it though, because you'll drive yourself crazy if you do that. So here we go. Good enough. I think they're all different. Yeah, I'm not sure that. Oh no, these are the same here again. Gosh. I can do here. No, that would be the same. Okay. I think they are. I'm not sure, but close enough. All right. Like I said, you'll drive yourself crazy if you work on it too much. So once you've got your strips down the way you want them to go ahead and adhere them down, and just like that, you built a foundation for 4 awesome cards. Looking at how these cards came together, I used very vanilla cardstock as my base for the cards, and then I pulled in some stylish shapes and textured notes dies for the layers I used for the sentiments. Linen thread or baker's twine gives a really perfect finishing touch without overpowering the design. And on this one, I even have some of the irregular weave ribbon that was tied into a knot. I just love that ribbon. It's so cool and gorgeous. Adds the nicest texture to every project. Well, for inks, I stayed with the warm autumn tones like Cajun Craze, a little bit of early espresso here, mossy meadow, and pecan pie. Everything feels so cozy and coordinated. And of course, I stamped with the Amber Autumn stamp set. It ties all those elements together so beautifully because it all coordinates. Every single one of the cards also has a panel of early espresso inside that's matting very vanilla. It's a really small detail, but it really helps keep the cards feel finished and fancy when you open them up. All right, remember I promised you 11 cards, so we're going to move on to the next set of them, and these are a little bit different because we're doing kind of a simple fun fold of a card. And don't worry, it's easy, it looks fantastic. beginning with the standard base of the 5.5 by 8.25. Let me move these 5.25 by 1 inch strips here. I'm going to bring in the trimmer again, and with this size we're going to score it at the usual 4.25, and then we're also going to score it at 1.25. That's the fun part. So on that side we have scored it, and now I'm going to fold that flap over and burnish it really well. Then I'm going to fold it like usual and burnish that one really well. Okay, so we've got a fun fold, kind of a little bit of a thing there. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down. You can choose to leave it loose if you want. That's completely up to you. I like to adhere mine down so that it stays nice and flat. Now comes the mixing and matching. You take your 1 inch strip and you put it onto that flap, right onto that flap, and then you take another strip and you add it right inside the card, exactly where that flap would have been if you hadn't folded it over. And then that way when you open the card, you're going to see that coordinating strip. It's just going to stay there. So inside each card I'm going to add a very vanilla panel so that there's a spot for your message. It helps keep everything looking finished and polished. Here are those awesome cards. So just like that, we have 4 more cards made, and they're fun, they're quick, a great way to use up all that designer series paper in such a clever way. So hey, if you're enjoying all these awesome cards, please be sure you give the video a thumbs up. It really does help my small business so much. And let me know which combination you like the best so far. I did bring in the 2 inch circle punch and a modern oval punch for these cards. And I also brought in a different, let's see where the dots, the Cajun craze and gold dots, but a little bit of ribbon, some fun twine wrapped around, linen thread. So gorgeous and fabulous cards. So now we've got 8 cards all finished, and I promised you 11, so we're going to move on to the next 2, and that will bring us up to 10. For these, I'm going to be using these 2.5 by 3 inch pieces along with the 3/4 by 4 inch pieces, and I'm going to layer them onto some very vanilla because I felt like this really helped show off my designer series paper the best. You use whatever works best with what you've got. This is about coordinating and showing off your beautiful papers. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of mix and match game, placing the larger pieces down first. You can have them close together or far apart, whatever you feel like is going to work for you on your card. And then this strip is simply going to go down the middle and kind of attach them. Since I have directional designer series paper that I used, all my cards on this set are going to end up being landscape, but you can use whatever you want. If you want, you can have yours be portrait style. It's just so cool. Like I said, to finish those cards, just add a greeting to the front. Remember to complete the inside as well with some very vanilla and coordinating cardstock, and just like that, we're at 10 cards already. Can you believe how quickly this is coming together? You know, if you're crafting along, you might already see how easy it is to adapt this layout with any paper you have on hand. For card number 11, all we have are these 4 almost square pieces. You can't really mix and match them because you only have these, but you could make them the same if you wanted to. You could easily do that and just have it be a pattern of that nature, and then the card could go however you felt like. Finished card number 11 for the win. This one is a fun, easy layout, and of course I added a sweet inside panel, so to me the card feels complete. Well, let's take a quick look at everything we ended up creating today. We just did these, and everything is very different, even though we use the same papers and the embellishments were all the same. Oh my goodness, I love how they all turned out. All the cards that we created together are so amazing, and I hope you really love this double one sheet wonder. It's such a simple way to just take 2 pieces of designer series paper and create a whole stack of cards. Imagine all the possibilities with the pattern papers you already have laying around. Well, if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your creative coach. Well, isn't it really awesome to take just 2 sheets of 6x12 designer series paper and make 11 gorgeous cards all ready to share? I'm so glad that you joined me. I love hanging out with you. And if you joined in during the live chat and we got to chat back and forth, thank you. It's so much more fun crafting with you. If you're watching the replay, please be sure you leave me a comment. As soon as YouTube lets me know it's there, I'll be sure to respond. Don't forget to give the video a like and hit the subscribe button. It's free and it really helps my small business. And remember to hop over to the blog to pick up your copy of that free PDF tutorial so that you have a layout on how to make these cards yourself that you can use over and over again. The link is just down in the description. So, well, until next time, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day and that you have a chance to get inky. Bye.